Golfers, do you suffer from constantly buying new golf gloves?
All the time.
Does your golf glove get sweaty, crusty, or torn?
Over and over again.
Well, the innovative new Claw glove might be for you. The Claw will outlast, play cooler, and grip better than traditional leather gloves.
Side effects may include more greens hit, frequent visits from the cart girl, unexpected confidence, big payouts from your buddies, and in some cases, shooting your lowest round.
Golfers, it's time to expect more from your golf glove.
Don't use Claw Glove if you have a history of excuses for poor play and need to blame something besides your skill set.
God, you suck.
If you experience sudden lowering of scores, call your head golf pro and cancel that lesson.
I have the power to lower my score with Claw Glove.
Go to clawglove.com and see if Claw Glove is right for you.
Having a corporate or charity golf event? Backswing Golf Events can supply your tournament with personable, professional golfers to entertain and fundraise on the golf course. They can accommodate any size group, whether it be 3 players to 500. They are your team. From range lessons, Beat the Pro, and Pro-Am style roaming, they're making lasting memories one swing at a time. So make sure to check out backswinggolfevents.com or call us direct at 661-316-3093 and book your pros now.
Morning, everyone. Welcome to On Par with Amanda. This week, I'm having the golf father himself join us.
Hola.
Hello. How are you?
Okay.
Something golf father-ish behind you at some point.
Yeah, eventually again I will. Maybe I'll put my hat back on. You know,
Something.
Yeah, I'll work on that. I'll work on something.
I want to, for our viewers that don't know a lot about my story, I just want to give a quick tidbit because the story I'm going to talk about with you, Bill, today kind of hits home for me. So when I went to college, I was not ready to play collegiate golf. I had only been playing for a couple years, but I was willing to work. And I thought if I practiced with the team, I could be a walk-on at some point and play collegiate golf. And that's kind of what I thought I was going to do. And so I ended up going to college and I tell the coach, hey, I will outwork these girls. Like, let me just practice with your team. I'm a freebie. I don't cost you anything. I'm already here. Yep. And she said, no, not going to work. I said, okay. She said, I don't do walk-ons. Fair enough. So fast forward about a year, the next year, I was playing for the Golf Channel Amateur Tour. And I went to nationals with my team and we won nationals. And I have a phone call waiting for me when I get back to school that's like, hey, like, I'd really want to talk about maybe you coming and practicing with the team and like literally, you know, the same thing. And I respectfully had to say no and said, you know, I'm very happy with what I'm doing on the side outside of school where I can still do my schoolwork. I don't have to worry about the crazy travel. I can still play some tournaments on the weekends. So I just did my thing. And she told me, you will never play professional golf if you do not play for a collegiate team or mine. And that always stuck with me. That bothered me because I'm a person that if you tell me I can't do something, there's probably a pretty good chance I'm going to at least give it a try. And so I don't know if you guys, and Bill, if you remember a couple years back, Akshay Bhatia, I'm probably butchering his name, but he was 17 and he decided to not go to college. He was a stud golfer, decided to not go to college and just turn pro. And did the critics eat him alive? They said, you will never make it. You are too unexperienced. Like you don't have what it takes without going to college and growing up a little bit with that. And he said, I don't care. Like I'm turning pro. So I hadn't heard really much about him as I was doing my research. I learned that last year he had a top 10. He had 9 starts on the PGA Tour last year, which is very impressive as a 18-year-old. I mean, that's got to be intimidating. I do know he played a practice round with Phil Mickelson, and Phil made a comment that said, watching this young kid is such a highlight to me because they're so talented. It motivated Phil, he said, to remember what it felt to play golf as a kid and to be in a different mindset than I am now. And can you imagine being Akshay playing with Phil? You're 18 years old, and then there's Phil, who is literally one of the tops. And so for me, I always like an underdog. I always like to root for the one that everyone says can't make it. Well, he just won at 19 years old his first Corn Ferry Tour event.
I was lucky. Congratulations to him. I was lucky when he was on the cusp of turning pro. He had just won the amateur event that propelled him into the ranks. So he ended up being at one of the events that I was covering. And I got to see him when he was putting. All these putter companies out there. Yeah, try this one. He's a tall kid. He's tall and lanky.
Tall, lanky, yeah. Yes, very much so.
He was pounding the ball, but he looked like he was just as awestruck as I was that day. Look, it's the first day. Everybody's practicing. It's not even a tournament. It's practice rounds. The equipment manufacturers are there, tuning up their clubs, changing shafts, grips, doing all that stuff. And he I was looking at him, I was like, wow, to be that age and to have that skill, to be able to do what he's doing. And it's incredible, watching what he's done in the few years, because it's only been like maybe 2.5, 3 years.
That's the thing. He's so young, and here's my thing. There has to be something to it. And I don't know, you can throw in your opinion, but he at 17 was just feeling great. Swing is solid. He's winning amateur events. He's feeling good. I hear so many horror stories of really solid players that are working with a coach in high school and all through, growing up, and they go to college and their college coach says, we're going to change your swing because I know better, or we're going to make you do this or train
you can get to that next level. Yeah.
And I've heard so many horror stories, and I know it's not every school, it's not every coach, it's not, but they do exist, that they try to change you. Or if you have a quirk, like I cross the plane line at the top, but at the same time, my swing is repeatable. So every coach that I ever had said, look, we're going to keep it. We just got to learn how to kind of tame it. Yeah. So for him, I think it saves him from burnout at an early age. He didn't play college. He didn't you're walking 36 holes in a day playing. Like, there's a lot that goes into a college golf athlete.
Yeah. He was lucky that he played in all the amateur events that he did as a kid.
I agree.
So that's a big plus. And some people don't do that. Some people don't pick up golf until later on, and then they find out they're okay. They take a different route than this young gentleman did. But he could take the route that he did, and look at where he's at. So, there you go. Look at, like, we just had the thing with PMP where, Tiger and Charlie played. So now you go and you have Charlie, fast forward a couple years, and put him at 15, 16 years old. Yeah. At his age right now, he's blowing it past and playing better than, I would say, 80% of all golfers out there right now, minus the pros, right? So are they going to tell Charlie, oh, you got to go to college?
Yeah, you're not going to get it.
If Charlie decides to go to college, it's for the experience.
Yeah, and it's just
that's what it's going to be more about,
because he needs it for his golf career. Exactly. And I think that everybody's journey is so unique and so different. And I know for me, like I could have never turned pro out of high school because I had just started. So I needed the 4 years to get myself together, you know, as far as my golf game. But with that said, I just don't know why we always have to negate like what is different or what we don't understand because we haven't done it. And the coolest thing I ever saw, so it says there's a picture of him and it says champion from the Exuma Classic. And it says, just because it hasn't been done doesn't make it impossible. And that's, I mean, that's essentially it. The Corn Ferry Tour is a huge deal, especially this could lead him to getting his PGA Tour card earlier than expected.
That's the thing. I mean, you have it in all aspects. You have him, you had your thick thighs saves lives, Sarah White. You know what I mean?
Right.
She was on the show in the same show that you and Chelsea were on, right? Yeah. So he comes out from that show, and whatever sparked her, she started tearing up the Symetra Tour, the Cactus Tour. She was winning, and went and jumped up. So you have those stories where people are taking different routes than others. And who's to say that that's the best? That's the best or the wrong. That's what you choose. That's why we all have a choice. You chose what was best for you, and look at where you're at now.
Well, and that's the thing. You have to follow you, and you have to follow what's true to you. And there's going to be a lot of things. A lot of people are going to naysay things that you choose to do. I remember Mackenzie and I, when we started Backswing, we had doubters. We had naysayers that said, "Oh, like this is going to be a couple years of a waste." You know,
you're going to lose money, and then you're going to go back to doing something else.
You'll never turn this into something. And but I think that's my favorite people are the haters. The haters are
they're the ones that give you the fuel. Exactly.
They do. And it's, you know, let me tell you, no one is watching you more closely than the haters. So give them a show. Yeah. Give them a show.
It's always easy to talk when you're sitting in the stands.
Always. And it's kind of funny because they flip the, you know, the script on themselves when they are sitting there hating. But congrats to Akshay Bhatia. He is one to watch out for this season, and hopefully many more to come for the PGA Tour.
Yep.
Bill, thanks so much for joining us again.
The pleasure was all yours.
Great to see your face as always, because I don't see enough of it in the 2 hours that we do our thing. But with that said, everyone, I hope you have a great week. Be kind, work hard, and just enjoy some golf, like Big said. Until next week, keep swinging for par.